Ever since I was a little boy, I always dreamed about exploring the universe. As I got older, that passion only increased. This is why you should play No Man's Sky in 2020. This is pre-release footage before August 2016, and the game did not turn out the way it was promised. A lot of people were upset, and it was hailed as the biggest disaster in gaming history. Sean made a bunch of promises that No Man's Sky just couldn't keep on release day. This is the very last time he would make this mistake. From now on, he would let their work speak for itself. He could have taken the money and run, but he didn't. In March 2017, Foundation drops version 1.1. It adds base building, and it is literally the foundation of a very bright future to come. In the Pathfinder update version 1.2, which is the update that I first started playing No Man's Sky in, we finally get Exocraft. It adds an extreme element to the gameplay. In the Atlas Rises update version 1.3, they start to bridge the gap between realism and science fiction. There were so many quality of life improvements added to the game during the Atlas Rises patch in No Man's Sky. I created a brand new save, and it was like experiencing the game again for the very first time. No Man's Sky started making a huge comeback with the Atlas Rises update. Numbers were up across the board, but the very biggest thing that everybody wanted more than anything was actual real multiplayer. The team installed glowing orbs as placeholders for what would be a very bright future to come. When No Man's Sky Next version 1.5 landed, everybody lost their minds. For the very first time, there was actual, real multiplayer, as well as the ability to go into third-person mode, which added so much more to the game. Not only could you explore the universe with your friends, build and create new amazing things together, but you can also see your tune and your spaceship while you do it at the same time. Atlas Rises gave me more than I ever dreamed possible. No Man's Sky The Abyss update version 1.7 brought us a huge graphical overhaul to the ocean environments, giving us new plants and animals and places to explore. Ocean environments became a thing of beauty and are very awesome to explore, but don't let that beauty fool you. There is danger around every corner. At this point, No Man's Sky was no longer that game or that meme that everyone made fun of. It was actually a game that you can get lost in for hours. And oh yeah, you get a submarine as well, which was pretty neat. No Man's Sky Visions version 1.75 came with a huge graphical update. We now get to experience No Man's Sky leaps and bounds ahead of version 1.0 when the game first came out. Personally, I love how No Man's Sky is able to bridge that gap between realism and science fiction. I love the ability to go out and explore strange new worlds, as well as make a whole bunch of space cheddar because that's what I like to do. I've even been a space archaeologist. I've played my part in many community missions with fellow travelers. I can't count how many storm crystals I've farmed at this point. I love how I have the freedom to plop down a base anywhere I want, and my buddy can help me build it. No Man's Sky was already a completely different game, but then Beyond landed version 2.0, completely changing everything. With Beyond came the ability to play in virtual reality. Although I have never played No Man's Sky in virtual reality, I imagine that the experience must be breathtaking. At this point, Sean Murray and his team over at Hello Games have been pumping out update after update after update, until here we are, version 2.0. Keep in mind, every single update that Hello Games has put out has been free. These are not paid DLCs, they are free to experience once you've paid for the game. No Man's Sky already sounds like an awesome game, am I right? But it gets even better. You can ride animals. That's right, you can ride animals. The inside of the space anomaly was transformed into a community area where travelers can meet up and do missions together. Then, like a ninja in the night, came the Synthesis update. For the very first time, you could upgrade your ship or you could scrap it. There was also a new UI added to combat. The Personal Refiner revolutionized gameplay for every traveler that plays No Man's Sky. Having to plop a refiner down on the ground is a thing of the past. You can also own more than one multi-tool for the very first time. The No Man's Sky Living Ship update saw another huge spike in travelers playing the game for the very first time. Here we are 4 years later, and No Man's Sky has evolved into something that is so much more than I ever dreamed possible. It might not be exactly what was promised all those years ago, but it is certainly so much more. I think it's pretty clear at this point why you should play No Man's Sky in 2020. But there's just one more reason why you need to play this game in 2020. You can do it in style in an exomech. The exomech update dropped and oh my goodness, exploring these planets inside of a robotic machine is amazing. All these years of playing No Man's Sky and I never envisioned this moment ever to be possible. These exomechs seem to be extremely geared towards mining as well as survivability on harsh planets. If you ever had the desire to play No Man's Sky, now is the time. Become one of us. Become a traveler. So seriously, who's laughing now? Is No Man's Sky worth a purchase in 2020? Yes, it is. Go out, buy the game, play it. You're going to be lost in it for hours. Thank you for joining me. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Catch you in the next video, travelers.